My name is Enya, and we're currently at the Next Web, which is a place I feel very at home in because it's all about technology and innovation and how the digital spaces in different industries play a really critical role in improving the world in so many different ways, whether it's improving your shopping experience to making your healthcare better. I think it's all being discussed today. My background is in public health. I studied political science and then went into healthcare policy and innovation, and I worked in digital health in Africa. Since I can remember, I've always worked in the digital space from literally the age of 15 when I was working at the Red Cross. I was, of course, in high school, but I was volunteering in the Red Cross, trying to find digital spaces for asylum seekers to express themselves and to build better connections with local people in Switzerland. And from then I really felt the burning passion and also a need to connect social sectors to technology and to leverage our generation as, if I may say, the most technologically, tech-savvy generation yet, for the betterment of different sectors and for the world. And then I got a burning passion for healthcare, and of course, merging that with technology, there's so many things to do, especially in underserved markets, which is another passion of mine that I've worked on since ever I started working. So first was asylum seekers when I was a teenager, and then since I was 18 years old, sub-Saharan Africa. How the whole journey started is through being really curious and really just finding out about as much information and as much opportunities and possibilities as I could from being in school and thinking, okay, how can I further my education outside of the classroom, and being involved in so many extracurricular activities, doing internships, doing volunteering at the Red Cross, at other NGOs, meeting people. You meet people, so many people along this road, and each person leads to something, whether it's a cup of coffee or a job, everyone leads to something. And how I found my space, more related to what I do today, was through an internship that I did about digital health in Africa. And I wrote my thesis about it, and I just saw how amazing it was, but also how much more attention it needed. And that's what led me to being interested in co-founding Yapili, which is a startup I co-founded some years ago with an amazing group of other co-founders, and also what led me to today with Baby Checker being also a digital health tool in Africa. So Baby Checker is a smartphone-based ultrasound. So this is the ultrasound part, that's the smartphone part. And so what it does is it automatically reads images coming from the ultrasound. So after just 6 sweeps on the belly, the smartphone basically detects abnormalities related to the pregnancy. So it uses artificial intelligence to analyze those images and detect things like a breech position or a low placenta, which are all complications that, if they're not addressed, can lead to some serious mortality or morbidity in the woman. So Baby Checker is my intrapreneurial journey into Delft Imaging. So Delft Imaging is a medical imaging company that's been around for over a decade, but that also stems from, I want to say, decades of lineage in medical imaging. So we are a company that, as Delft Imaging, relies on and also really develops this entrepreneurship spirit. So we need entrepreneurship, and we also thrive from entrepreneurship. And that's my position today, is as an intrapreneur inside of Delft Imaging. What motivates me is going back to why I see such a need for digital health in healthcare. So whilst there's so many issues still in underserved markets, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, there's a lot of things that technology can address, and I feel like we play a role in that. Being tech savvy and curious and open-minded, we can really play a critical role in improving access to healthcare, and that's what is really a big passion for me. And now working with Baby Checker, which is for pregnant women, exclusively for women, is definitely something that drives me towards it. Ever since I started working in this space, there hasn't been a day that's the same, which is amazing, and that's the best part of my job, but it also requires a lot of adaptability. With Baby Checker, especially because we designed Baby Checker for the most low resource settings you can find, it requires staying in places where there is no running water, no electricity. If you want to be the best product designer, the best product manager you can be, you need to live and breathe your user's story, because before you know it, there's something new, and there's something that you didn't pay attention to that you should start paying attention to. And that's why an event like this is so great, because when you're so focused on healthcare, you start forgetting that there's other sectors out there that you should also get inspired by. The fintech sector in Africa is booming. I think health tech could learn from that, and I see the future also as very bright with digital health in Africa. I mean, this is not the last product I'll be working with. I'm sure there's plenty more out there. So yeah, it's exciting. Tips for women is that there's a really big need for you in this field, and I think not a lot of women feel that from the get-go, like that they're needed, that their expertise and the fact that they are women in some cases is actually really needed too. Like, I would have not been able to have access to many of this like circumstances and settings I've been put into with Baby Checker had I not been a woman. I would have not been able to be in many of the actual rooms of the health centers I've worked in had I not been a woman, because these are really intimate moments. You know, people going through really either tough things or just simply the fact that they're not covered. At the time they're getting a scan, they're not fully covered, but that's been fine because I'm a woman. And I always felt like, oh, okay, that's actually a privilege. It's a privilege to be a woman, and you can really co-create a product like this a lot better and with a lot more insight if you are a woman. So there's a big space and a big need for more women in this field.